Greatness begins the moment you decide to take a step. One step, just one, but enough to change the course of an entire life. And that step begins here, at this exact moment, in the center of your mind, in the place where your fears live. Because, contrary to what many think, fear is not a distant and abstract enemy. Fear is here, inside you. It's not a monster that hides in the shadows. It hides in your own mind. And the question you must ask yourself is, will you allow fear to control your life, or will you be the one who controls fear? The greatest trap that fear creates is the illusion that it's beyond your control. But that's a lie. Like everything that exists within you, fear is a mental construction, not a monster that was thrown into your life by external forces, but a creation of your own, from your own mind. The human mind, when properly trained, is a tool of power and transformation. And if you're capable of conquering your mind, then you'll be capable of conquering any fear that arises in your path. You weren't made to live an ordinary life. Your essence cries out for more. Your soul screams for greatness. But fear, the dreaded villain, places invisible chains around your dreams, trying to convince you that you're not capable. Fear tries to convince you that you don't have the right to success, that you don't deserve happiness, that great achievements are only for others. But I tell you, fear is not what you think. It's just an echo of what you haven't yet managed to understand about yourself. And more importantly, fear is something you can leave behind. Conquering it is the first step on the path to greatness. And this path, like all great paths, won't be easy. It will be full of obstacles, with stones, holes, and steep hills. But it's also filled with moments of discovery, silent victories, and explosive growth. And every step you take, even the smallest one, will be one step closer to understanding who you really are and what you're capable of. You can look at the great names in history, the men and women who achieved great feats. Look at Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before finding the electric light bulb. Look at Andrew Carnegie, who wasn't born rich, but transformed his life with an unbeatable mindset. Look at Walt Disney, who was rejected, ignored, and ridiculed, but never gave up on his vision, until the world recognized him as the creative genius he was. They weren't more special than you. What separated them wasn't the absence of fear, but how they reacted to it. They used fear as fuel. They didn't allow fear to paralyze them, but faced it head-on and moved forward despite it. And now they are icons of greatness. Not because they were immune to fear, but because they understood that fear is just a passing sensation, and that true power lies in acting despite it. They didn't wait until fear dissipated. They faced it with courage, determination, and discipline. But fear, however subtle it may be, also knows how to disguise itself. It's not just the dread of failure, loss, or rejection. Fear disguises itself as procrastination, self-sabotage, insecurity, and even complacency. It disguises itself in many ways, trying to convince you that everything is fine. It hides in your comfort zone, where you feel safe, but also imprisoned. And when you get accustomed to this space, fear convinces you that leaving it is a risk, a mistake. And so you remain. But let me be clear. True security, true freedom, lies outside that comfort zone, not within it. True security isn't in staying in a place where you know every corner and every shadow, but in the ability to launch yourself into uncertainty, unpredictability, and adventure. Fear wants to keep you there, comfortable, but greatness only dwells where discomfort is challenged. When you say yes to the unknown, you say no to self-imposed limitations. Every great change requires a break, a rupture with what you know, a transformation from what you were into something more magnificent. As Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. It's not a matter of luck. It's not a matter of being more capable, it's a matter of belief. And you can only believe in what you choose to see, choose to perceive, choose to build within your mind. Fear prevents you from seeing beyond what your eyes show. It limits you to what you already know, to what you've already done. But the human mind is capable of creating new realities, new possibilities. Every time you overcome fear, you'll be creating a new version of yourself, a stronger, more fearless version that's more aligned with your true essence. And that version of you will never be limited by what fear tells you. Life isn't meant to be small. Greatness is for everyone who's willing to face it. It doesn't require perfection. It requires courage. Courage to act, courage to fail, courage to get up after falling. Fear says you can't, but greatness says you can if you believe.